Viewer discretion is advised.
I was once dared to go into some abandoned middle school in a nearby rinky-dink town. Apparently, it was haunted and the boys thought it would be hilarious if one of us spent the night there. And guess who the luckiest guy in the room was that had to be the one to do it? That's right, me. Lost every single game of rock, paper, scissors, and so I had to do it. My friends said they would meander around the property, eating, drinking, and just having a good time, while I, on the other hand, was walking through the decaying halls. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was the typical abandoned school after all. There was trash, graffiti, broken doors, and spiders. An aberrant amount of spiders, actually. Black widows. Needless to say, I kept my distance from them. But as far as haunted places go, it was pretty standard. Feeling bored and not scared, I called my friends and wanted to see if they wanted to come inside anyway. They agreed as they wanted to do some urban exploration and were bored of standing around our car. I was already on the north side of the school while they entered from the south side. I figured I'd wait for them in the cafeteria, and waited. And then came the screams. I jumped up and ran towards my friends shouting for help, panicking. But one by one their voices were silenced until there was nothing left but the deafening sound of my heart beating. I stopped running and stood still, unsure what to do or where to go. Fearing it was too late for my friends, I turned around and stopped at the side in front of me. There was a monstrous spider's web created from ropes, and strapped to said ropes were my friends. Baffled and frightened, I took a few steps back and called out to them.
Pain. So much pain. Why did they do it?
They all said in unison, spiders pouring out of their eyes and mouths. Suddenly, several ceiling tiles fell down. A grotesque and monstrous worm-like creature with huge spider legs, a young boy's head for a face, descended down. It shrieked at me, and I wasted no time in turning and sprinting towards the exit. It lumbered after me at an insane speed, and I was only saved thanks to a huge amount of rubble in this particular hallway. Moments later, I burst out of the building and sprinted away from the area. Funnily enough, I expected the deaths of my friends to be on the news and the talk of our town. But no one confronted me about it. It made me feel uneasy. I had to confront my friends' parents directly. But when I went to one of their houses, they were in the company of men in black uniforms with some sort of logo on them. I pulled them away from the men and asked, but they all answered the same thing. What kids? Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation's Safe Class Object, SCP-6305. SCP-6305, also known as This One Time at Middle School, refers to the apparitions and spectral activity that occurred at Washington Middle School in 2012. All of these anomalous sightings are tied directly to the life of a deceased young boy, Aaron Fisher. Aaron Fisher, or 6305 for that matter, does not possess full sapience but exhibits mild sentience, demonstrating curiosity in the activities of Foundation staff and appropriate reactions to fear-inducing stimuli. It is important to note that 6305 does not exhibit any human emotions. All cries for help and respite from its current situation are auditory hallucinations. In other words, all screaming or any emotions displayed by Aaron Fisher and spectral hallucinations are to be considered fake. Researchers deem them to be simply Aaron Fisher mimicking human emotions, something he lost once he perished. All that remained of him was his resentment for teachers, friends, and family. The form Aaron Fisher took inside the middle school was that of a monstrous worm-like creature with spider legs, and his head is the face of the creature. Covering his body were the faces of his victims, all emotionlessly copying his fake emotions. Prior to exploring Washington Middle School, the entire block on which it rested was evacuated, and all inhabitants were amnestized. 5 agents were then dispatched in order to contain the anomaly, or at least help the Foundation understand it better. Upon entry, they encountered the usual rundown middle school before hearing a loud clunking sound coming from the library. On the way there, the air became unusually thick, causing all members to cough non-stop. An ethereal fog gradually rolled into the area, preventing them from moving further. They turned on their flashlights. They saw that their path was blocked by a cadaver strapped down to a cobweb-like structure made of ropes. It was a young woman. Her lips were missing, as if they were bitten off violently, and spiders were swarming in and out of her body. Suddenly, a huge arachnid monstrosity descended from the ceiling and began eating the cadaver. Before the team alerts them to its presence by their flashlights, It shrieks loudly before retreating back into the ceiling and scuttling away. The cadaver's head suddenly separated itself from the body, and a swarm of black widows poured out onto the ground. "Oh Christ! Get back! Get back!" As they rounded a corner, they froze in fear, as the walls had taken on a deep red color and an almost flesh-like texture. Hundreds of black widow egg sacs and human faces covered the wall. It can't be! She recognized the faces and the missing children, teachers, and those from the area. They were all frozen in looks of anger, shock, sadness, and confusion. Agent Brown threw warding salts around them and onto their faces. It served only to agitate them. All the faces shrieked, their eyes became black, and their jaws extended all the way to the floor. It is unknown what happened after that, but all except Agent Hedge was considered KIA. After Agent Hedge underwent psychological treatment and recovered eventually, she was interviewed by Dr. Nasser about her experience within the school. However, due to the anomalous nature of the school, facial recognition software was used in the interview. "Hello, Mrs. Hedge. Are you doing well?" "I, think so. Almost died. It's going." "I understand. Funny, I actually went to this school, used to be a teacher there as well." "Oh, interesting. I'm sorry, but what's that thing on the table?" Agent Hedge pointed at the facial recognition device. "Ah, well, that is to make sure we're both safe. Have to make sure you're, well, you. We're dealing with the anomalous after all. Now, why don't you tell me what happened? How were you able to be the only one to survive after encountering that spider creature?" "You mean Aaron Fisher?" He looked so hurt. "Those kids, though. The teachers. They didn't do anything. But Aaron didn't think that way." "What else did you see about this creature?" "Aaron. I'd appreciate that you don't forget his name. And his body was covered with faces. Kids, teachers, everyone. They deserved it. All of them." "You're quite sure that all those poor souls were not innocent? That their deaths were justified?" "Oh, they were not innocent. They hurt Aaron. They did, always talking about him in silence from the shadows. They're talking about him, about me. I can hear them." "I'm sorry, but help me understand, what do you mean by you hear them? It sounds like Aaron was experiencing some severe psychological issues like paranoia, for example, and it seems too that now includes you as well." "So cruel of you to say, Doctor." "My apologies. It's just that from my perspective, Aaron's paranoia was so overwhelming it blindsided him. It led him to such strong spiritual resentment, shall we say, towards the world of the living. Poor child, Aaron must not know that nobody wanted to hurt him." "Are you calling us liars, Doctor?" No, listen, you're just like all of the others. I can never trust anyone." "Guards, guards!" Hedge's neck suddenly snapped at a 90-degree angle as Dr. Nasser called for security. The guards rammed at the doors, but they wouldn't budge, as if blocked by a supernatural force. "Damn it, it won't open! Someone go get the laser cutter or breaching charge, double time!" Agent Hedge stood and began levitating. "Open the doors, damn it!" Agent Hedge looks dying, but she appeared to not be in pain. Her jaw cracked open and extended towards the floor, shrieking nonstop. After a while, the door was blasted wide open. Dr. Nasser was squatting in the corner, shivering and sweating, muttering to himself. Hedge's lifeless body dropped to the floor, and a proper burial was given to her. After this event, Dr. Nasser protested to the O5 Council. He wanted no further part of 6305, but due to his connection to the school, this was denied. A second exploration was carried out with only a single D-class sent into the school. She managed to find a diary belonging to Aaron Fisher before she too became his prey. And just as Dr. Nasser suspected, it appeared that Aaron was experiencing severe paranoia and schizophrenia. He believed that his peers and teachers, including Dr. Nasser, were talking about him, as well as seeing spiders, namely black widows, that no one else could see. According to the diary, he was speaking with a therapist, which lends credit to Dr. Nasser's theory. Aaron Fisher's mind was so distorted that when he died, it was able to manifest into the real world, hence the spiders and his desire to make those who hurt him hurt as well. Only they never did. But Dr. Nasser did note that maybe he and others should have helped the poor kid more. For the final exploration, under orders of the O5 Council, Dr. Nasser had to enter the school on his own. He was outfitted with numerous talismans infused with infernal thaumaturgy. He was instructed to make his way to the gymnasium and confront Aaron Fisher personally. Upon entering the gym, he shook his head regretfully at seeing the body of Aaron Fisher lying at the corner. He muttered over and over again that he was sorry for not helping more. Seconds later, the huge spider-worm creature burst out from below the ground and stood above Dr. Nasser. Aaron, is that you? My boy, I'm so sorry. Mr. Nasser? Is that you? Yes, my boy, it's me. I helped Mrs. DiLorenzo teach your class. She was wonderful. Really? Yes, really. The huge creature spiraled its body around Dr. Nasser. It scared him, but he managed to maintain his composure. Can I tell you something, Mr. Nasser? Yes, Aaron, anything. I hate everyone. All of them. They always laugh at me. They say I'm a freak, a monster. I hate it. But I knew, and I hurt them now. I hurt them good. Why did they hate me? Aaron's monstrous body curled up on the ground, sobbing now. Dr. Nasser looked at all the faces of those that Aaron had slain. All of them were crying, shouting with blank expressions. Aaron, I don't hate you. There are just a lot of thoughts going on in your head. Horrible thoughts that you don't understand, clouding your judgment. We all have problems like that. You are not alone. But I don't feel bad about what I did. It's not my fault. It's just not. The spider-worm creature shot up and prepared to attack Dr. Nasser. Dr. Nasser remained steadfast on his ground. After seeing Dr. Nasser's regretful face, it calmed down. Let me do something for you, Aaron. Something I should have done a long time ago. No, you're lying again. You can't help me. Look at me. Dr. Nasser nodded and pointed towards Aaron Fisher's real body at the corner. I can help you, Aaron. That's... Oh God, am I in trouble, Mr. Nasser? No, my child, not at all. He carried the body and buried it in an empty field behind the school. Rest in peace, Aaron. After the burial, all anomalous activity at Washington Middle School ceased. SCP-6305, as stated before, is now classified as safe, and the school is being rebuilt as of the writing of this article. Dr. Nasser has expressed interest to the O5 Council in staying at the school in order to teach and keep an eye out for any anomalous activity. He was granted this,